There's a feeling that creeps in silently, an ache in the soul that grows louder with time. The feeling of regret. It's the memory of what you could have said, the decision you didn't make, the risk you didn't take. But what if I told you that regret isn't just a feeling? What if it's something you could learn to embrace, let go of, and transform into something powerful? Today, we're diving into the dark, murky waters of regret and exploring how to break free from its chains. Because you can move on from the past, heal the wounds, and yes, thrive. Part 1. The weight of regret. Regret has a peculiar way of embedding itself into our hearts. Like a splinter we can't remove no matter how hard we try. It often begins small. Perhaps you said something you didn't mean in a heated argument. Or maybe you let an opportunity slip by, thinking you'd have more time to act. In the moment, the feeling is fleeting, easily dismissed by the hustle and bustle of daily life. But as time passes, it lingers. It grows. You can almost hear it, whispering in the back of your mind. Every time you look at something that reminds you of that moment, it becomes heavier with every passing day, until it begins to shape who you are. And the thing about regret is that it thrives in silence. The more you ignore it, the louder it becomes. This is where we all begin. The moment you start to feel like you're drowning in that deep sea of what-ifs, you think, if only I had done things differently, my life would be better now. The regrets of the past can tie us to a version of ourselves that no longer serves us. The guilt, the shame, the missed chances. They form a heavy weight around your soul, slowing your every move. In those moments, it's easy to think there's no way out. But before we dive deeper into how to break free from regret, we must first understand what regret does to us. It isolates us. It makes us feel like we're not good enough, like we've failed. The longer you carry that burden, the more you begin to doubt your worth and ability to make decisions. You may start to feel like every choice you make is destined to lead you to another regret. And soon, the cycle becomes endless. Regret after regret, and you're stuck in a loop. But what if the cycle could be broken? Part 2. Acknowledging the pain. The first step in breaking free from regret is acknowledging the pain. It's easy to fall into the trap of ignoring our emotions, telling ourselves that we should just move on and get over it. Society often encourages us to be strong and resilient in the face of hardship. But true strength lies in vulnerability. You see, acknowledging regret doesn't mean you're weak or wallowing in self-pity. It means you're giving yourself permission to feel. It's like stepping into the darkness and confronting the shadow that's been following you for far too long. By allowing yourself to feel regret, you bring it to the surface, where it can no longer control you from the shadows. In this step, you must ask yourself some hard questions. Why do I regret this? What was the fear or doubt that kept me from making the decision I now wish I had? This self-reflection will help you understand the root of your regret. Was it fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Did you feel unworthy of success? Often, our regrets are born from deeply ingrained beliefs and fears that we didn't even know we had. Imagine sitting in a room filled with mirrors, all reflecting your past decisions. You look at each one, not with shame, but with curiosity. Each mirror represents a choice, both the ones you made and the ones you didn't. Instead of running away from the mirrors, you walk up to them, face them, and look deeply into them. You don't just see the mistakes. You see the lessons, the growth, and the courage it took to keep moving forward despite your past. This process may not be easy. It may feel uncomfortable, like ripping a bandage off a wound. But the truth is, only when we face our regrets head-on can we start to heal. Part 3. Reframing the narrative. Once you've acknowledged your regret, it's time to shift the narrative. The next step in breaking free is to reframe how you see your past choices. Regret thrives when we see ourselves as victims of our circumstances. But we can break that cycle by taking control of the story. Instead of asking, why did I make that mistake? Sometimes ask yourself, what did that mistake teach me? Instead of seeing it as a failure, see it as a lesson. Every regret has something to offer, and within that pain lies the potential for growth. Reframing the narrative doesn't mean forgetting your past or pretending it didn't happen. It means changing how you perceive it. You can look back at your past with compassion, understanding that the decisions you made were based on who you were at the time. You weren't wrong. You were simply doing the best you could with the knowledge and resources you had. To truly free yourself from regret, you must stop seeing yourself as a prisoner of the past. Instead, embrace the idea that your past does not define you. It's just one chapter in a much larger story. And here's the thing. You are still writing your story. Every moment is an opportunity to rewrite your narrative. You can choose to let go of regret and create a future that aligns with your values and goals. It's all about shifting from a mindset of limitation to one of possibility. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not have to dictate your future. Part 4. Embracing the present moment. The next powerful step is to embrace the present moment. Regret is often tied to the past, but the antidote to regret is living fully in the present. When we're consumed by what we could have done differently, we forget that we're still here, still alive, and still capable of making incredible choices. To break free from regret, you must develop a mindfulness practice, something that grounds you in the here and now. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or simply taking a walk in nature, find a practice that helps you quiet the noise of the past and tune into the present. Living in the moment doesn't mean you forget your past. It means you stop letting it control your actions. It's about making decisions based on who you are today, not who you were yesterday. When you embrace the present, you allow yourself the space to create new memories, to forge new paths, and to build a life free from the weight of past mistakes. This is the moment when you stop looking back. You stop wondering, what if? And start asking yourself, what's next? Embracing the present is about giving yourself the freedom to act without the burden of past regrets holding you back. Part 5. Thriving beyond regret. Now that you've acknowledged your regret, reframed your past, and embraced the present, it's time to move into a space of thriving. This is where the magic happens. Thriving is not just about surviving. It's about flourishing despite the hardships, the mistakes, and the missed opportunities. Thriving means using your regret as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. It means stepping into your power and believing that you have the strength to create a future that reflects your true potential. You've learned from your past. You've let go of its hold over you. And now you're ready to build a future filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. The key to thriving is shifting your focus from what you've lost to what you can still gain. You may not be able to undo the past, but you can shape the future. You have the tools, the wisdom, and the strength to create the life you've always wanted. And here's the most important part. When you start thriving, you inspire others to do the same. Your journey becomes a testament to the power of resilience, to the strength of the human spirit, and to the possibility of transformation. Dear conclusion, regret is a powerful emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. By acknowledging the pain, reframing your past, embracing the present, and ultimately thriving beyond your regret, you can break free from its chains and create a life that is truly your own. The key to moving on is not forgetting your regrets, but learning from them, using them to fuel your growth, and trusting that the best chapters of your story are yet to be written. Now, I want to hear from you. What regrets are you ready to let go of? How will you take the first step towards thriving today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more empowering stories and insights on living your best life.